You are listening to King's Court Podcast.
All right, let's do this. All right, everyone. Another episode of the King's Court Podcast. I am Brandon, the King, in this corner. And in the other corner, we have
Aksu, the apparent leader of the tiebreakers testing team, told by the Chinese internet community.
You're a leader now?
Yeah, there was like a post where they were like talking about the matchups of the like gunslinger thing I was running. And they like wrote that the tiebreakers captain or like leader is me. So I just changed my username like to team leader in the server. So I'm calling the shots now.
Who said this? Like someone on like
I don't know, some Chinese person.
Oh, that's why. Okay, this makes sense. Like what? All right, you can keep deceiving. Well, you'll have to excuse my energy for today. I'm going through some just serious heartbreak and trauma over my team not winning the World Series. It's a rough day after, but we gave it our all. But today, something to be excited about. We have a very, very, very special guest. Second at Worlds.
Yeah, second.
Yeah, second at Worlds. EA Sports phenom. Okay, was just on an absolute heater for the last been like 12, 18 months. I don't know. Just carving it up. Dad's in the building. Let's go.
Hey, thanks for having me on. Very, very excited. Peak podcast, best never on a podcast here. So.
That's going under the advertisement.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that. That feels really good. Because you've been a person who has definitely given me hell for some of my takes that you're just like, no, that's crazy. And so the fact that you still think it's the best podcast means we're moving, okay? We're moving.
The quality of a takes has nothing to do with like the quality of a podcast.
Wait, hold on.
No, I don't know if that works like that, like at all.
Hold on a second. Can you explain that?
No other Netrunner podcast has made me think about eating cards.
Fuck off! Okay, I did fuck that. God damn it.
Yo, okay. Before we get into that, I just want to talk about this for a second because I haven't had this many people be like, yo, I can't believe Axel just outed himself. Because I had to explain that I'm like, we don't script the podcast, like unless Axel's like, hey, I really want to talk about this, or I'm like, hey, we really got to get this in. It's just go with the flow. So I'm there. I have no idea what Axel's gonna say. And then when he just said, I'm just like, whoa, I gotta roll with it. I was in just as much shock as you all were, okay? Like, but yeah, hashtag eat cards. Now I know the real reason you drafted Eater in at Worlds for your draft there. Makes perfect sense. I don't even think it's the eat cards part. I think it's the time frame of which eating cards occurred is the part that gets me.
I mean, I have to like reframe the time frame. Because I was out drinking yesterday.
Oh my god!
I kind of had to take one.
Oh no! This is not even. We could just put this under bad habit. Like
no, you can't. Like it came up as like a conversation topic, and then I had to do it as a joke. I had to do it like I was forced into it.
Well, you had to show everyone.
Actually, pros and cons. Pros leads tiebreakers. Con eats cards when drunk.
Maybe it's not even a con. Maybe we can work with this. Because Axel was like, "Listen, I got to show the people how real I really am." Like, And so you just did it. Now it's going to be like, Now you're just gonna get dared to see how many cards you can eat. I wonder if there's a Guinness Book of World Records. Maybe you'll be
There
able to
probably
win some
isn't. I
money or
probably would
something.
die.
I mean, listen, would you risk death for 10 million?
No.
20 million?
Depends on how big the risk is.
40% death, $15 million.
No.
Really?
I don't think there's an amount of money you can offer me for 40% of death.
What does the percent have to be now? So like
10 or
20%,
something.
10% death. What about 10% death? $5 million. You have to eat 20 cards.
Okay, like I could just eat 20 cards and not have a 10% chance of death. I think I can eat like 100 cards and be fine.
Isn't there like income and shit? And then you just die.
What the fuck does the ink do to a person? Like, yeah.
I don't know.
I could literally probably drink printer ink and be fine.
Oh man. Dabs? 40% death, $20 million.
No, I'm on Axel's boat here. I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't think there's money for 40% death chance.
Is 40% death high?
Of course it's high. It's 40%.
Is that high? No. Like, did I just botch the whole thing? Like I put 40% out there, like it wasn't too high, but I'm starting to like the way you guys are acting is like,
would you take like 40% chance of death for like 100 million? Would you take like 40% chance of death for 100 million euros?
It depends on. So for me, it depends on how I will die.
Like instant.
Explain.
Like either my body can take it or it can't, kind of thing.
No, it would just literally would vanish out of existence if you roll bad.
Oh, that's different. That's not what I asked.
You did.
No, that's not how that works. That's not how. Like, I expected you to ask more questions. Like, okay, if I don't die, am I like severely injured? Will I be the same after? Like, none of those things. Bro, you don't just go to the shadow. You don't just not a snap of a finger. You just go to the shadow realm. That's not how this works.
What the fuck doesn't it work like that?
What is going to just eliminate me from existence?
Like a god or something. I don't know.
I mean, but that's what I'm saying. It depends how I'm gonna die. But like, so Davs, congrats first of all, second place at Worlds, and I want to get to that. I want to get to this incredible year that you've had, but I do first want to start at the beginning. How did we get here? How did we get to Netrunner? How did we start playing? How were we playing other games? We have a friend that was like, look, lotto ticket, best game in the world. Here you go. All that good stuff. Where did it begin?
I don't remember exactly how it began, but it was basically lockdown. Like, it was quite a bit after Gateway came out, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just kind of looking through, I think, YouTube, and it was like, oh damn, Bill, like board game kind of YouTube, because I was discovering that basically. And I came across some Netrunner videos. I think it was with Covenant stuff, and then I got into Andre's stuff. And then lockdown ended, and I'd proxied some decks, and I went to friends that live here, and we played together, and it was really fucking hype. And so then I got on JNet, because then like lockdown kept happening, and it was Borealis, and it just came out, and I started playing that startup. So I started playing with the good stuff, with like Provo, Rozeki, Endurance, Padma decks. Real ones, no. Punitive Vacheron decks on the other side. It was great. Yeah, and so that's how I got into the game, and then I played that online, and I didn't really know that there was a scene or anything like that, and then I found out that stuff in France was happening. Rainbow Monkey was organizing things, and it was quite close for me to go, so I went to a few small tournaments,
mm-hmm.
And that was really exciting, and so from there I kept going. Well, I kept being interested, played in like the online GLC things. And then I flew to Barcelona with a friend in 2023, and that was kind of that. That was my first real kind of tournament and my first big one, and everything kind of started there.
Interesting. You mentioned friends. So these friends that you first started playing with, are they like, was it like okay, they're my friends, and I found this game, and I'm like, play this game with me. Were they already playing, and they were like, hey, like, kind of look at this YouTube thing, you might like this, or like, were they already in the game? Like,
No, I got them in the game right after lockdown ended. They still play the game now. But the way I got them into the game was I printed startup P, like Ash's startup P, and we played, and they got really hyped because we killed each other in like 5 different ways, with the PE decks, and yeah, then we just kept playing. One of them is like kind of a JNet lurker, plays a bunch of Lou with Devil Charm Chisel like everywhere. That's like the one deck that he's played for 3 years.
51 card person. I remember this.
That you know how much I hurt that I spent like ages telling him how shit that was, and then I had to like tell him that I lost at Worlds to exactly that. I'm still not over that. I'm still
That's tough,
still,
yeah.
still very real. The deck isn't quite the same, but it has like 30 cards in common or some shit with a 50
I
card
mean,
blue
it's
deck.
50 cards, so it probably is like.
Yeah, exactly.
Lot.
True. And yeah, then the other one's like a reg enjoyer. Like will show up sometimes and play. He's actually kind of like the Axu vanilla sort of stuff where it's like a reg ocean PD.
Right. Also, if you didn't get the takeaway also from what Dav said, avoid France at all costs. Sickos everywhere. That's what I gathered from this. We got PE. We all got hyped because we killed each other in 5 different ways. If you're going to France, know that you're in for a time. Joke. Well, I need to visit
the French
you up
community is
there in
quite
France.
wholesome. You definitely do. I think the France Netrunner community is quite wholesome, to be honest. I think there's like, I mean, depending on where you put me, but otherwise I think we enjoy relatively wholesome decks. Big Atea fans, big Jindeki Glacier fans, I think, other than me. It's fine. Pretty casual.
We did actually, what's it called? We did the category thing of tiebreakers or kingdom people.
Yeah, like evil. The alignment chart with like lawful good and like chaotic evil.
Yeah, Dabs is lawful evil, right?
Probably. Can you put a ESA player as lawful though?
You're right. I have to look at the categories closely, but like, there's a lot of evil coming out of that side. Like a lot of nasty R plus, a lot of nasty Alco. You know, yeah, it's pretty evil. We love it. I think that's just how we bonded. It's just like self growth program, best cards, and we've been friends ever since.
Exactly. Give us back self growth program.
Free 'em.
Yeah, it would now remove it's like remove a tag for each tag you removed. Put 1 card back in the hand.
Oh my god. No, it'll be 1 card back in the deck. I swear.
No, remove from play, remove from game.
Oh,
No.
fuck's sake.
Okay, imagine it's like remove a tag, but it puts it on top of the deck, the card. So like it's like, oh, your opponent has to draw it now. It's minus tempo.
Oh, actually, that'd be sick because it also stops like Audrey from getting like the steel skins. Like you just put cards on top, and you're like, now you're gonna die. And oh my god! All right, Davs. See, this is the problem. I could have like cheered harder for you to win World Tour. Oh man! All right, back to the story. So you're playing. You come out of pandemic. You realize, France happening. In our last episode with Kikai, we talked about those just the time of darkness, and coming out of it when in like France or playing Netrunner or whatnot, was it like, okay, like we're kind of getting back to normal here?
Honestly, kind of hard to tell. Because I mean, there's the funny story is I was supposed to show up to these French Nats. I mean, wait, must have been 2022, yeah. And I didn't go because I had COVID. So not quite getting back to normal. I think I didn't know what normal was, and I think I kind of got to it after the first few times I then went down, because I would have gone to French Nats in my first tournament. And then there are people who like were starting to get back out, like 10 people around me, and so that was kind of normal for me.
Mm.
And then proper normal sort of was Worlds 2023. I think that's kind of what kickstarted everything for me, because I realized there was like this big stuff going on out there. Because I just heard about it, but seeing it was crazy.
Yeah, I remember going to nationals for the first time, and it was whoa. It was like I was like, wow, there's so many people, and then it was also too like you start playing
Mhm.
and just the volume in the room, you're like, damn, like they're really not going to be able to hear my Oracle like at all. This is so good. So 2023 Barcelona, were you with EA Sports yet?
No, I mean my in with EA Sports was because I played not Yeti in one of the Swiss rounds, and it went really fucking well. We had a really tight, close, fun games,
Mhm.
and so EA Sports was half formed. I think. I mean, it became a thing on the flight back, as
Right.
Kikai
Mm.
said on last week's episode. But so they and so what happened was I played Ewan, and we're like, we should like test more and stuff. And it was Veronica, small part, because Ewan knew, or not yet, he knew her, and we knew each other. So we played a bit after Worlds, but then that kind of broke down because you not yet you had EA Sports going on,
Mm.
and then Fight Club came about, and I was kind of like, I'd like to. Is there any way I could like join? Because like even though I'm not EA, like we like I want to play in this fight night thing. And so that happened, and so that's how I joined, through meeting you in at the Barcelona Worlds.
Another example of coming to tournaments. Great thing. Do it. It's excellent. You'll meet people, and then you never know what'll happen.
You really, really should come
Okay,
to
so
tournaments.
that means I can take some of the credit for EA Sports actually performing well in tournaments, right?
No, actually.
Explain.
I organized the Fight Club thing.
True.
You don't have that.
True.
You don't join EA Sports, and EA Sports is like a washed-up group.
We can't be having that.
I'm just saying, don't shoot the messenger.
When in doubt, don't give Axie credit. All right.
Sounds doable. I think we should do that.
Yeah. So at Barcelona, what did you play?
I played Pigeon Fighter, and that one, like that dropped 2 games. I still remember because they were really, really close games. It dropped a game to Odal, where I didn't spin back the right tag punishment, and like I had choice between market forces and self growth. I chose wrong, and I lost the game. And I lost the game to Santa, which was also extremely close. And otherwise, the deck was so fucking sick. And otherwise, I played Thordareg Hosh. It had a conduit, I remember. It had patchwork. It was weird. Yeah, that's what I played at those Worlds. Lost my 2-for-1 for maybe the cut. Got outplayed hard by Kahuita on PD.
That's my girl. I didn't even get to see her at Worlds. I wonder if she knows I have a podcast. I didn't message her, but she didn't answer on Discord very often. But like, if you're listening, holler at your boy. But sorry about your loss.
Rip.
But rip. But now you. So okay, 2024 comes around. You're post Fight Club. You kind of in with EA Sports now, and I guess it's really like talk about this. I feel like it's been like 12 to 18 months where it's like you're hovering around the top, making cut. Like the name Davs is like it's buzzing, it's coming up. I'm talking to Kika, is like, yeah, Davs, one of these people you don't know about yet, but you will, So how did you like okay, I'm competitive. I'm making it happen. I'm testing. I'm like take us through all of that.
I mean, I think it still feels weird. I just played the game a whole lot. I think I think I just played I played JNet casual games. I still do. I just really, really wanted to play more Netrunner. So, like EA Sports, I mean, just EA in general, like we just played games into each other. we started playing a lot. Like I guess I just got like to play with people with like when we were around for the End of Fight Club, for when RWR came out.
Mhm.
We were playing a lot for Bergamo, so that's EMEA 2024. We went there as a team. That was amazing. That's like EA's Mari times. And then I guess I don't know. I guess I just started playing the game more and more. I think the first tournament that I won was Fly to EMEA, maybe. When commented by Axu, where I beat Augustus, then Jive, and LP. I kind of still remember that. That was pretty hype.
I was not happy that day.
Yeah, hella sad.
I was like, oh yeah, 3 out of 4, we're getting this one, no problem. I come back later. What the fuck happened?
Yeah, we got cooked.
Absolute carnage. I think later that week I was like, bet EA Sports, get on a call, we're playing. I was not impressed.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's that's the first time that we met, right? Like that
Yes.
call when we played. Yeah, that was really really hype. Very good time.
So pissed. It's like, no, we can't let 1-on-3. Come on, people.
Sadly, you cannot play at the same time. Otherwise, we would have won easy.
I don't even think we would have won it. Like Davs, it's crazy. You don't understand. Like I'm so competitive, and I was like, I'm so down for the team, and I was like, bro, like y'all can't show your faces around here for another week. And get back in the lab. You know what I mean? Because I feel like with Ty B, it's like they'll be like, yeah, we do this, and this, easy, no problem. This, and that, and then games happen. They come back and it's like, this happened and that happened. And I'm like, and sometimes it's annoying because it's like, bro, I warned you of this shit. Like, God, like these are good players that do like you can't just think you're gonna auto win these matches. You got to play the game. And yeah, they learned that you taught. I taught them a lesson. Woo!
I think that game. I think the first of those games came down to running naked Ares. It was like the first round against Augustus, and I just like it was Lou. His Molt was still about, and I just jammed Ares on the table, and it didn't get run, and the game kind of snowballed from there.
Yeah,
I got.
And Axel was watching it. Was like, "Oh yeah, that can't be anything. Like, there's no reason to run down the table." And it's called the Ares, and Axel was like, "What?"
That's the worst part of doing commentary. Like when you just get insta called out, and it's like, damn, get destroyed.
I mean, Augustus like had a little, maybe too many cards in that other deck. Customary.
You mean? You think so? It's just 46, so 1 card more than the minimum.
I mean,
what?
We are already educating you on minimum deck sizes way back when.
Wait. That was loot.
Yeah,
okay?
I know.
That wasn't okay. All right. Yeah. Well, the minimum deck size thing. You're not correct. It's just that in this case, or not correct all the time. It's just in this case, it was like there were some cards that I'm like, I don't think this needs to even be in the deck, but like it's fine. I played with Rust Rider for a long time. You just need some meme cards in there to feel happy about your deck. Yeah, that was a dark day. Besides Worlds Placer, what's been your favorite or most memorable tournament?
I think the one that meant a lot, it seems, was French Nats 2024. I went out. I hadn't won anything in person really before. I just wanted to. Just really wanted to do well because it felt like the one to start. I was playing ESA and Tempo P. And at the time, those are the kind of decks I like to play, with scrappy stuff and ESA, and just went really well. I met Nervous Nitro at that tournament, and stuff started to go really I won. I had to get through Ryan Bant wins. To get there. It was pretty sick. It was a really good time. And then I started going to more nationals. Went to Belgium. Then went to UK Nats. UK Nats was amazing. 2024. After going to Bergamo was also great. Like this was. So I went to Bergamo, then French Nats, then Belgian Nats, then UK Nats, and it was just absolutely sick. And then there was a CBI. Anyways, it just kind of like I got the opportunity to travel with Nervous Nightjar. We got to go everywhere, and so a bunch of tournaments, a bunch of good times.
Wow. Yeah, that's a lot.
That is a lot. A lot of beans. A lot of beans. Fake internet points.
No, well, don't tell Thai bees that, okay? Don't say that too loudly. They'll hear you, get upset. They love their beans, you know? Beans are everything.
I mean, beans get you now into the showdown final, the invitational. So they kind of do something now.
Yeah, I'm like deciding whether I need to like rearrange my whole life to play in that. And I was hoping not to have that happen, but you know, we'll see.
Then you decide to win continentals. Or...
I mean, Davs, are you playing in that?
I mean, I qualified bunch of ways, I think.
Yeah, you did.
Right. Yeah, that's true. You did. Okay. Yeah. That was a silly question. You did. Like, am I gonna rearrange my whole life just to play Davs in round one and like have SS sit across the table from me? We'll see.
Wait, I mean, Brandon, did you qualify?
I did.
Yeah, the APAC
I did.
I think.
I did the same thing. I did the same thing as you did.
What thing?
Win a cons.
But wasn't it just online cons?
Yeah, Brandon won online APAC.
Ah, true. Yeah. You beat soccer.
Yeah. It was good times. That was very good times. I'm so upset. Soccer got 34th and I got 35th at Worlds. It's awful. Finished one place ahead of me again. Unreal.
Well, not again. You got him at APAC cons. You finished first and he finished second.
True.
So you got him back.
I did. You're right. I got him. We are
Penny Shaver Sable, I think it was, as well. Like it was Penny Shaver Sable.
Into Alco, yeah. We are 1-1 in tournament play this year. No, actually. No, he's 2-1. He beat me at districts in New York. Rough. All right. Well, I got some work to do next year if I'm not retired. I have a few questions around here because, you know, incredible run. Like, you helped me to finish 5th in Bet Runner. So thank you as well.
I was on your Bet Runner?
Absolutely. That was the easiest pick I made. That was the easiest pick. I was like, because I was also in the like pre-process of like how like I felt like you should value the like the ratings and things like that, like the numbers. Just because I was like, I just kind of took what I've done in like fantasy sports and just like how things are valued and like just kind of, you know, transferred that over. And I was like, a person at 8, like number 8 is like, if you're going to spend $8 to me, that is a person that you're fairly confident they are making this cut. Like, this is why you're spending $8 on them. I think anything below $8 is like a wild card. You know, they're going to get you into the top 80. Like, they're going to get you points, and they may surprise. But an 8 is like, for me, like, you know, a lock. And I was like, the way Davs is going this year, that's my lock. I slammed that one in there. That was easy. That was pretty easy. And boy, was I right. Boy, was I correct.
I mean, like, it's not like a sicko mode call to call the person who like won 2 continentals or something.
But that's what I'm saying. It was just like, to me, that was the person that should be on your card. Like, if you're trying to win this bet, that should be on your card. Like,
I say that because I won EMEA in Cologne, but then I didn't. I mean, I pulled the Brandon and I dropped from the online EMEA one. I was first in Swiss, but then I dropped. So I'm not sure I would I mean, there's no telling if I would have won the online version of the MEA.
Sure, but first in Swiss, like it gets to a point where you see someone and they're just top competition. They're just they're on this heater, and I experienced it myself. I feel like what was that 2024?
Mm-hmm.
Like just Mulch and Ob with Oaktown is just like nobody wanted to play me at that time. Those were good times when you just feel it. You're on one. So I was like, yeah, easy lock, dabs, no problem. Like, and as I actually said, it's not a no brainer, but that's what you should be looking for. Is like, I think to me, I looked at it as like your wild cards. Like, yeah, when you get to like the $3, $1, you can pick out that surprise pick that nobody expects, but like, if I'm going to win this, I need to get as many points as possible. And Dabs is going to get me hella points. Like who would have had Sokka not making the cut? Like I think, Sokka makes the cut. I think it just like, I might win better. It was close.
Yeah.
Did you fill out a bet runner, Dabs?
I missed the deadline. I forgot to fill it out.
You're not the only one. I think a lot of people just forgot about it.
To be fair, I saw myself at 8, and I thought that was crazy. Turns out it wasn't, and I probably would have picked myself if I won for bet runner. Just because you kind of have to, I think. But it felt crazy to be with all the people at 8. Like it was another form of fake internet points.
Mm.
It seemed kind of wild to be doing well in, because I was like, yeah, I don't know. It seemed crazy.
I want to talk about ESA, and not in the crazy way I usually talk about ESA, okay? Because everyone knows how I feel about ESA, but I want to know about like leading up to the tournament, things like that. Like why the ESA pick? Because there was a lot of things to pick, right? A lot of things to choose from, and then also move into your core pick and choices and like how that all kind of went down.
Well, ESA pick. I was so certain that I was going to be taking that. Like after Cologne 2025, I'd played Muslihat, but I was like, I'm going to take ESA 100%. And by which I mean I switched at last possible moment by playing 9 games in the Airbnb because I had no fucking clue what to take to the tournament, because no runner seemed like you can play whatever the fuck you want on runner. That's bullshit, man. Like I'm not sure. Like I don't know. This is like everything's felt off, and to me, ESA just kind of made sense. And I went back to that because it seemed like it would do so well into all the good corps.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed like it would eat Leo alive. It seemed like it had game to all kind of AUs. I mean, we played into the Regensis a bit on the Friday night, and it did well.
Mm.
And so, roll with ESA. No one would expect it. And it did really well. So it was pretty fucking sick, I think. I think it was the best runner of the tournament, like by numbers. Because I brought it with, because basically we saw Kami or Tom playing it, because he was going to bring it, and he was kind of cooking it. And then we kind of was like, we came up with a 45 on the night, and then Ollie and I took that 45, both made D2, and it did really fucking well. It only dropped 1 game, and it shouldn't have dropped a game because it was fucking destroying the repair game round 1 of day 2.
Oh yeah, that's
like round 12. But then I got repaired, and then I lost on stream. Yeah, that was kind of a bad game on the ESA part, but I think other than that 1 game, it didn't drop 1 game for a whole tournament. And Bowsley played great out of a really, really bad start for him.
Yeah, I've always talked about ESA and like how I find like, besides all the hate I throw its way, like it's always been a scary deck.
Wow.
The tone switches, huh?
No. Like it's like these things are still like they're not mutually exclusive. Like it's still an abomination. Don't get me wrong. Like all those things I said about ESA are still like, yeah. But like in terms of a playing it being a meta pick, like, yeah, Begamont's insane, right? Like, if you are playing in the meta and you have barriers that put in work, usually pretty good, and then you go up against Essa and you're like, oh yeah, about that. And just, we don't, it's very hard to with the decks that are played today, be able to contain or do well against like the mill, especially if it's like, Corp loses key cards here and there. It can be very tough to deal with the mill, ice appropriate places, and like get your own game off and deal with the pressure that Essa can present. And so like, yeah, I definitely, I'm not surprised it did well. It's strong pick.
No, I mean, I don't know.
Mhm.
I think the key to ESA is that you can adapt pressure of the Corp in very different ways depending on the matchup. So, like you have the mill into Glacier, and into Leo, you have a really like their ice is just really bad because they have to find the MICs, find maybe the drafters, but you have Dulls for that now, and maybe. And yeah, and that's kind of like really hard. Like that's really hard to do, given the then you're going to be pressuring Central, so we're never going to really be able to build a remote. Like in the repair game, it was the only Leo game that I could have played, and it was like the repair got called on turn 3, and the corp was Leo, had 2 credits, a res drafter on the remote that I'd just gone through to trash a regolith, and I think it was not going to be a good time. But even then, drafter on the remote is one of the only eyes that does something in the whole vet deck. But then the key thing is you don't have to be this really aggressive deck. You can just put down infinite hand size and look at the kill deck, look at the AU decks, and just never die. And so then you can just run archives, and you still never die. And so if we're on Regenesis, there's no cost to checking archives because most of our Enver runs, maybe one Enver run is a code gate, but all the other ones are barriers. And you can look at the Samax, you look at Boto, and you look at Begamot, and you run archives. And so you don't have to be super aggressive. You just control the game based on the fact that your breakers align so well with the AU decks. And if it's kill AU, then they have a harder time scoring. So they have to score because they can never kill you because you don't have to take core damage. You can just 8 hand size. And then if you do and you have to take more aggressive lines, usually, first of all, it means that something went wrong and you made a mistake. Basically, it's a deck that if you have to there's a game plan that you try to follow as best as you can. And then if you make a mistake, there's the fallback of going everywhere.
Put all their cards face down.
Yeah.
Put all their cards face down. Yeah.
But the key thing is that the deck is very hard to just kind of like keep on top of what the corp is doing, and that's what you should really be aiming to do. And then if you can't do it, then the throwing all cards face down works. But that only works because you've denied everything they were trying to do for the first half of the game, and they have 20 cards left in R&D. And then you throw all their cards face down. And then they have 5 cards in R&D because they're AU and they've built their whole deck.
Right, like it's a deck that is, you could take a first glance and look at like, oh, looks like it's a very aggressive deck, but really it's a control deck that has some aggressive cards.
And it warms my heart so much to hear you say it, but yes, that is exactly what it is. I had this game.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I had this game in the cut against the measured Bladderwort Epiphany, where I saw them sit down, and just say one thing afterwards because I almost threw that game, but otherwise I just let Bladderwort tick through the whole time that game, and the Corpse board state had, I think, 2 res regoliths with 15 credits on them because we were trying to res them to duck the Bladderworts. But the game plan was, I have an Ashen in my deck. I can just tank this Bladderwort damage. At some point, you won't, there are 3 Bladderworts ticking for a good 3 to 4 turns. But there was no need to trash them because at some point you're going to have too much money, and then the Bladderworts do nothing, and then I'll just never get killed by the measures, and that's how we'll just win this game by running the corp out of any kind of resources and most of their threats. I say this, I still could have died to measured because for no reason I made an archives run. Like, I mean, I finality, but I was like, I'll be safe. I don't have to die to this measured. I'll be on threat 4, but I'll have enough money. And then instead of moneying up, my brain short circuited and I ran archives, got to 6 points, and then had to hope that the bladder wart that ticked. Like, I mean, I had 6 cards in hand.
Yeah.
And I had yeah, that's the thing. No, I had the crisis 5-1 measured, but I think not the second measured.
Mm.
And then I had to like hope that the bladder warts would hit the steel skin in hand, so that like from 6 I would go down, like I wouldn't go down to fewer than 4
Yeah.
with the steel skin in hand, and it was strict 50-50. But like that was a throw. Like I could have died, and if Netrunner was fair, I should have died because I had a fermenter with credits on it. Like there was no need for me to make that run.
Mm.
Like that mistake should have cost me the game, but really, yeah, you can just the ESA deck. You can just look at the Epiphany, and I mean bad Epiphany particularly.
Yeah.
Bladder will tick 20 times, but then I would just outdraw it,
Mhm.
install Nuka, click Nuka, click Nuka, take 3 damage, install the next Nuka, click Nuka, and so on. And yeah, so I'm glad to hear you say it though. It warms my heart.
I don't really get why it warms your heart.
Because how can ESA be an abomination if it's just a legitimate deck? Like it's a runner deck. You look at the corp, and it's not like you're trying to win. It's not like you're trying to sabotage their cards at random. Like the multi-axis from the sabotage is just the inevitable clock that every runner puts on the game. You just have it built in a different way.
And in that way, it's an abomination. Yes.
Yeah.
How is it an abomination?
Have you listened to the podcast before? Brandon is always against like any type of runners ever.
No, listen. I just am like, I think. Are you? So what? Because I haven't actually like seen the list. Right. So you have finality. Are you like pro Chatushka or anti Chatushka?
So the list has two Chestushka because you have to be able to like otherwise you're too exploitable on HQ. You have to have the compilation for the legwork effect, and for like the disruption, being able to pink out like the key piece, the key asset, dodge the Alpo against the more normal, not measured bladder epiphany, but against a like normal epiphany, being able to cups the B1001, being able to cups the key pieces, being able to dodge an Alpo is key. But so otherwise, that's not enough HQ pressure. Basically, you have to be able to still force the corp to respect all 3 centrals. And so you have to have the Chestushkas, but only 2, because what you'd really rather be doing is not making use of that multi-axis, which is what Chestushka really is. Because you're trying to get these sabotage triggers to pile in one turn. But so the corp has to respect your turn where you go Chestushka running hard finality and just dig all the points out of everywhere. But really Chestushka is just there to keep the corp honest more than as a win condition.
Yeah. Like there's a few reasons why I think like I can say that a deck is good or can do well and still be I mean, that's why I'm saying it's because like I think in the turns you described when you can do those things, and I understand it's not the whole deck, right? But like seeing 10 is like silly to me. Like it's just a quarter of the deck. Most decks it's like that are a fifth of the deck. It's like, and I guess also from being on the other side, like when you're playing corp, I think the ways that I've lost to ESA is that it's not necessarily that the agendas were milled. It's the part that the cards that I would use to win the game, like there's a key set of cards that I need to win the game, and if they get milled, you're just like a lot of decks are just fucked. Like we don't have the built-in or not built-in, but we don't have like the recursion that we used to deal with sufficient amounts of mill. Like mill, I remember in playtesting like Chishka came out, I was like, I remember being like, yeah, like mill 4 is a bit much. It is a bit much. On
I mean, it's
Chishka,
really
but
not
also,
mill 4 by itself. You can like put cards from hand and stuff.
But that like this is what I'm saying. This is why cards like that go through. It's because people are like, oh, it's not really this, and it's like, yes, it is. Because nowadays, why are cards in your deck if they're not going to be used? Everything is useful, and so just being able to get rid of 4 useful cards is peak, right? It's not like I'm going. It's not even like I have subliminal messaging where I can like fight you, where it's like it's only a few cards because I just. Give me a break. You know what I mean? Where it's like, okay, these cards are just going to go in the bin, or I'm not happy to put anything in the bin, especially against ESA. Nothing. Like, maybe I don't know how much you tested it against like the core PD. That's a funny matchup. Like, maybe I'm okay putting Nightmare Archives in the bin, but like, other than that, it's just like, there's nothing here. Everything is in my deck is useful. It's designed to, because as a corp, I need to. Yes, I'm not on like Rashida or bust, but I am on a clock of that. My first 3 turns need to be decently productive and getting me into what I need to be doing. And if I don't, I'm at a twinning deficit or whatever the runner's going to be doing. So I'm mostly putting in the deck. It's like money engine cards and that, you know what I mean? Like, and if you lose those, it's actually this. I wouldn't say. I would say slow drip, but like Mill 4 is not slow per se. But it's like just the like I lost this piece, I lost this piece, I lost this piece here. That very like hinders what plays you can actually make, and so you're essentially why like say it's abominations because. Even though you, Davz, as the ESA player, can like not play well or play well, it still feels from the corp side that it's a flip of a coin because there's times where if let's say I'm Leo, right? Mm-hmm. I need these set of cards, but I probably should just hard concede if you mill 2 MICs. Like I don't win the game.
The
you know
MIC,
what I mean?
It's the same. Where like the MICs just could be at the bottom of the deck, and you would never get to those.
Listen, if it's just at the bottom of the deck, right?
Yeah.
That is just a luck thing that's built into the game. But when it's actually like, oh, I've printed this very overtuned thing that just actually smashes through barriers. Like we hated Cleaver, but Beg was insane.
We didn't hate Cleaver. Okay? We loved Cleaver.
You loved Cleaver.
Hey.
You loved Cleaver. And then we're relying on like, okay, like we need these set of cards, but now you've upped it to, okay, but like they can just disappear, right? It's much more of, I guess, like a feel bad, but also just like, ooh, like when I see those cards, it's like, okay, I just don't win this game. But it's like, I never really played it. If it's milled, and I never had a chance. Like it's like I'm just never playing. That's why.
I feel like that's a feeling difference than like an actual like gameplay difference, though.
Yeah, definitely. That's fine.
I would say yeah. I would agree with that. But I think it's more just like I think when you play against other decks, it's like okay, I feel like there's a lot more plays I can make. But like as you talked about, right? It's like you have built-in damage protection, you have a thing that just absolutely destroys barriers, you have like also this mill that they have to condemn. Like there's so many things. And like I remember like when I was like, oh, it's fine, S is fine because you have Ag Infusion, it just keeps it in check. And then Tuna started just consistently beating Ag Infusion. I'm like, oh god. I'm like, oh no. Like Pencil's nightmare is coming true, where it's just like when you just like have a surplus of enough mill to do enough disruption. It's not like you're gonna like it's not the DLR dudes, you're just gonna mill them out. But basically you can just knock out game plans by just milling them, and it's like I could have sat down at the table with you, Davz, and just flipped a coin. I could have did that too, So yeah.
Not really.
It's not what it's about though. No, not really, but it's fine.
It's fine. You and I have had this discussion off air, right? So like,
Yes.
like
No,
we have disagreed, but
no, but before we used to disagree more, and before that, you were just saying that it doesn't matter what you do as Viesa player, like that there was no difference to who was piloting Viesa deck. And since then, Tuna and I have made you say that we're only flipping a coin if Viesa deck makes the correct decisions, which to me then feels completely reasonable and is mostly what most runners play can sometimes come down to. That's that's why it warms my heart. To answer the original question.
okay. I mean, that part I have a slight disagreement in that, like, if it's like a twinning thing or whatever, it comes down to actually accessing cards. But I actually had my cards to like make the plays that I wanted to. I'm okay with that. But when it's like, nope, like I always had a problem with PE because I was like I can play against PE, I win against PE, but I actually took this time to actually like make this cool deck, and now you're telling me I just can't play with any of these cards. Like that just sucks, But like,
I understand.
all in all,
it's terrible to have your toys taken away.
correct, exactly.
But I don't
Like,
understand
when
how
mom
that's fine.
grounds
But
you-
self-growth programming the runner's toys is bad. Like
because one of those is
I
a
don't know.
corp card and one of them is a runner card.
No, but P is also a corp card. It's fine.
Oh,
Brandon likes some of the toys taken away, but not all the toys. Like,
no. There's a perfectly good explanation for this. Don't listen to Axu, okay? The reason is because for self growth to work, some shit had to happen, and that shit is you getting tagged. And there's a lot of ways for you just not to be tagged. So really, you did it to yourself. But like PE or ESA is just mill with no. It just happened. Like there's no avoiding that. You know what I mean? It just is.
But it's a lot less brutal and it's a lot less targeted. So you can just you can choose. ESA does give you a choice. If you really believe the part that you have like the key, like if in the MIC example or even in the MIC example of the RH deck you were playing, like you have two MICs. If you don't have them in hand, then maybe you should throw out the brands that are in your hand that are garbage, or the botas in your hand that are garbage. Like I'm giving you, like there's a choice that you're still making as a strategic player, and then if
Yeah.
you like,
Well, okay, so like
you also have to make it happen to a non-negligible extent, particularly because the RH deck will turn off most of the mill except for like the sabotage 2 from the core damage every turn for some like amount of a game. Like that's still a choice you can make.
The problem there is that like if I have to represent that I may have it. So now if I'm forced to throw away ice, you're gonna punish me somewhere. If I have an ice down,
my runner deck has a plan. Can you imagine?
I'm
so sorry. I'm so sorry. Next time I'll click for credits 4 times, so you can just like
thank you.
install Charlotte, install Acosta, and then you can find all the ice you need, and then I'll maybe start playing the game.
Listen, it's for Corp Power or against Corp Power right now. I think it's a bit much. Like I think Fermenter Drip Mill, no kill, and just like absolutely shred barriers is a lot. And I think that like, yes, is it a good deck? I think we both agree that it's a good deck, but I think if you sat there and thought about it, it's like, okay, like what corp are you using to beat this deck? Like then you would understand, like then you'd be like, okay, cool, I get it. It's a bit much, but you're not there yet.
I think I think you brought up like Corp PD, for example, like I don't know, just a corp that it's a runner that preys on certain archetypes and does worse into others. But it's just in this particular like world's meta, it did well. But it doesn't mean the deck is an abomination because it beats some of your preferred strategies.
No, it to me it does too much. That's what I think. And like in the key way that it does it, it's like it's an abomination because we were told, hey, Corpse, you can't recur. And the reason you can't recur is because you're like any deck that does recursion things is doing like prison stuff and bad things. Okay. And then we're told
there's Moonpool Spin and a bunch of other like more low-key things. If like recursion is it's just not abhorrent. Like sure, we took away museum, but like 10 recursion corp cards in the format.
Still holding the archive memories ban. Like
so
one card.
let me explain this, right? So I wasn't playing during museum. So that's absolutely not what I'm talking about. But like I say this for people who weren't there yet, both of you. Okay. The reactions and the explanations for preemptive action, the thank God genotype got like things like that or whatever, right? When I look at Moonpool, okay. When I look at Moonpool, like Moonpool is it's recursion-ish, but you know as well as I do that most of the time Moonpool is used for is fast event. So give me that. The main recursion card is Spin Doctor. Okay.
I just want to hear, like, when did you have a better like recursion plan than right now? You used to have used to have 3 Jacksons. That's like on the same level, kinda. It's different, but like it's literally like a couple cards. Preemptive action, people played like one-offs maybe. Unless like Spin Doctor was banned, where you played like 2 maybe.
I think you can recur into deck, but you also could, put into hand archive memories, things like that. There's just more stuff.
Now you have corporate hospitality, you have literal sim reset, which like is better recursion than like no. I'm just saying like you have corporate hospitality, sim reset. You have a PD ability. I don't know. I'm
You still have tools, to recur stuff.
Listen, cards that like. The reason I don't consider those cards is because like it's an NSG thing to just print cards that just like go neg, and like it's just not good, right? Like this you don't see them; they're just not good. Like if they were good, they'd be played.
Yeah, fucking distract the masses is not good, and like I don't know.
Do you say send the message?
Distract the masses. Also, send a message sucks ass. Like you wouldn't never play that card. If your all other 3-pointers were not dog shit, like literally.
Listen, I mean, you I don't get me wrong. Sometimes you have to play where you got to play, but like, oh boy, my point is that like you're not giving up a slot in your deck for those cards unless they really do. Like corporate hospitality in the core PD deck, like makes sense.
How many times did you play archive memories?
Lots. Archive memories.
Wait,
sick.
I mean, I'm sorry. I think we just lost the plot. Like what? Like yeah. Okay. So we just had like. So the recursion cards aren't ubiquitous, but are very good in the decks where they serve the game plan. Isn't that what we want? I'm confused by what we're arguing about now.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay. So like corporate hospitality. How I look at it, it's like played in like a deck. Like it's not a.
Yeah, but like, thank God recursion isn't played everywhere. But even archive memories wasn't played everywhere. I'm just like I don't know. I'm confused.
What I'm saying is that like. I think in most strategies, right, that basically what I'm saying is in most strategies, I think that it's very hard for most decks to combat all that ESA says no about. And that's why I say what I'm saying. But like, obviously we can agree to disagree. But like, it's ESA's a lot. ESA's a lot. And I mean, it is clearly a lot. You felt like it was a really good pick. And as in your admission, it was the best runner by numbers. I don't think I'm saying anything that like you wouldn't say. Just the fact that I think that we usually as netrunner people are too slow to recognize when there is a corp or there's a runner that is over the top in terms of power level. But corpse right away, you're gonna get that shit out of here. That's usually how it goes. So I'm not surprised because if you look at ESA's makeup, there's a lot of power there. There's a ton of power, and then you put it in the hands of someone like you or Tuna or whatever, and it's like, good luck, dog.
I don't. I think you're picking the wrong person to have this like the talk of like, oh no, corpse are bullied and whatever. Because I don't think there's. I think there's Ewan and you maybe, and then I don't think you'd find a harder corp like. Like I wish they would bring back Amani. I wish they would bring back self-growth program. Like I have, I'm not saying that corps are like like amazing or whatever. But it just The ESA discussion to me is on a completely different axis.
Yeah,
I don't think ESA is overpowered. I think if a deck loses to core PD, I don't think you can call it overpowered.
Really, core PD is just a like core PD is its own abomination. But
I mean, everybody can lose to core PD.
Hold on, but actually, if I call core PD an abomination,
that's a fact. That's a fact.
No, now it's okay.
No, it's different. Core PD literally fucking doesn't want to play the game with you.
Tell me about your corp deck, Davs.
I made the decision to forsake all my principles, and I brought 2 bite to the most competitive tournament of the year.
Let's go. Let's go.
And that probably lost me enough games, but that cost me a lot. Because as Ben said last week, I shouldn't have done that. I should have listened to Ben. I should have played a 10th ice, and maybe I would have been happier with everything.
I feel like that's totally different conversation that we have had in like tiebreakers, where like I think they really like the bite, where it's like it just makes your opponent kind of make mistakes, and you can like turn those mistakes into a kill. Because like I don't think like corps can beat runners right now if like there's no mistake made by the runner at some point.
I mean, I would argue that I think, okay, 2 things. So yeah, I guess the one where we shouldn't be delving into is the one that's more profound, which maybe we'll discover that Peter H was right all along, and that the structure of Netrunner is just such that this is true almost all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's hard to say. I mean, that might be true in every meta, whatever happens, and I think that might be fine. But but perfect play is impossible, so it's fine that like you as the corp have to set a puzzle that is very difficult, as difficult as possible. So by definition, if a runner plays perfectly, I think it's hard for any corp to win at any time in history, maybe except if like completely abhorrent examples.
Mm-hmm.
But more to the like this point, I agree that 1 bite is good, but I brought 2 bites, and I think the 2 bites was too much.
Okay, so like the second bite goes too far into the.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I think I was too much of a doomer to my own ability to play the corp deck, and I think I should have like gone with 1 fewer bite and 1 more something else, probably a nice.
Probably nice. Okay, that's what I was going to ask you. What would you have played instead? Okay,
yeah, no, I think the second Finutria that Ben played was better.
It's funny because I'm one of those people who like have loved the bites. Just because there's certain play patterns I feel like you can do with them that I really enjoy, but also that like there's games that you can like that you're losing, and then you can just win, and like yeah, and that's kind of what it is, and it probably means that like it's probably maybe not a deck I should be playing, but I feel like. You know, you and I, when we were playing the Nebula, and it was like, how many of these kind of traps should we be playing? You know? But I think really, once you really start to put those in the deck, you know, I think the traps are the first sign of weakness. But really, it's like, you know, most of the time when they're in there, you know that like, 1 is like, very good in open deck lists. They have to respect it, and maybe it comes up and it does the thing. But like when you start putting more in, you're hoping that happens a lot more of the time, which means you don't feel, as you said, you weren't confident in your ability, or to play the corp deck as well as you were gonna play it.
Yeah, no, I think
that makes sense to me.
Yeah, I think I agree. I think also. I didn't know what I could play that was better for me. I'm just really sad about the Sting ban. I think I also hate. I'm like, I think the EU deck is pretty sick, like the one that it is now, the Force Lead version. I mean this has been and like the team in general. I think we, despite the bite not bite kind of not second bite, sorry, second bite or no second bite debate, I think we built the best AU deck in the format. I'm pretty confident. I think we can say. I think the one that's the hardest to play into for the runner. With a false lead and with the choices that are made, the second end of the line I think is very good now that we're all in on the kill plan instead of having this Regenesis option, because we can't afford that anymore because we don't have stings and we're very sad, and because scoring force lead is so easy with the moon pools in the EU deck. But yeah, I'm just sad that SBT made us play the false lead version instead of a sting version, which I think was way more fun Netrunner.
Yeah, false lead kind of cringe.
False lead, indeed, kind of cringe. Wait, I have a question about this. I mean, this is too late now, but what do you think about if the VSBD had kept touch-ups and kept Sting, but had banned false lead?
I would be just
Do you feel
down.
that's reasonable?
100%. I think that's totally just fine. I don't like touch-ups, but I think false lead is the more problematic version of that like combo thing.
I mean, I think false lead would have had to go at some point, but touch-ups would have had to go at some point. But I wish that for this world, the card that had been gone would have been false lead.
I think false lead in general is very much like it's like there's like a idea that I have where you have like problematic 1-3s or 3-1s in like quotation mark problematic, where it's like really feast or famine. You don't want to play them into your deck, but like you score them, and the game is kind of over at that point. You get 2 false leads into the score area, then your opponent kind of just cannot play the game anymore. If they cannot do something to you, you're just like getting oppos on the table or something.
I mean, on the flip side of that, I lost Worlds with 2 false leads in my score table, on my score area.
Did they just multi-access 6 in a turn and win, or?
No.
They just had
you were there. You were sitting at the
Audrey.
table. They had Audrey, and I had no money. I had like I think miraculously scored the second false lead. But at that point, they started running, and they hit 1 in 5 in HQ for the longevity. But I was on like too few credits to kill because they also had the solidarity badge, which they kept the counter on without using every turn because Longevity played really well. So that like no matter what, even if it didn't find a trashable, they still had the solidarity badge counter banked.
Yeah.
And then I just didn't have an oppo window anymore because we didn't have to trash anything.
I mean, I don't mean it's like literally auto win. I just mean
sure.
I don't
I'm just saying
like
I have
this
to bring
design.
it up because I lost with 2 false leads.
Sure. I'm just saying like the design of the card where it's like the whole deck is centered around scoring a one. The card is like kind of whack. And the timing windows of it, like actually playing the card is so cringe. Like you have to like go do 2 actions, ask your opponent like, do you want to like kill me now or no? Then it's like, oh, do 2 actions again, and like if you ever get a click in the middle, like it's just so cringe.
No, I agree. I agree with the patterns of playing around false lead of kind of cringe.
Yeah, to answer your question also about touch-ups false lead. I think, like, to be honest, I think it's harder to answer now. I was very distraught about touch-ups going.
That's a podcast.
Sure, yeah, exactly. But like at the same time, if it's like, okay, touch-ups versus false lead, I think like in my mind I would want false lead to go, but I think it puts me in a rock and a hard place, right? I think touch-ups is like fine, should have stayed around. It was and I think false lead is really the evil card, but at the same time, I've also been on record being like, you can't just keep killing win cons, and like false lead is just unfortunately a win con, and so like that just puts me in a bad situation. Really, like there's no winning here.
If the win con is actually evil, like it's fine for it to be killed, right?
It just meant for Worlds, like going into Worlds, like you need to give Corps ways to win games, right? Like I think we can sit here and argue like, is this a legit way if it's not? But like right before Worlds, just being like, there's a win con gone again. Like,
you did exactly the same thing, but taking the touch-ups away though.
Like I think touch-ups was like, I think basically they want to hit Alco in some sort of way. So it's like hit Sting, right? But they still have Alco still has like a win, like a way to win, and like you still keep false lead in for, let's say, ob kill was like a thing or whatever. Like you still give win cons to other decks, like, and you also like hit Alco at the same time. Like I get why it was done in the way that it was done, but like touch-ups kill was like, it was so it just made me feel so much joy. And then they took it away. They took my toys away. You know what I mean? As you said, it sucks to get your toys taken away. False lead also for me is like, false lead. It's so wild because like I don't know anyone who likes false lead. I actually just don't. I actually
Exactly. Yeah. Like we all agree. I think so. Yeah.
yeah, like no one I've talked to, which is really weird. Like usually you'll find someone who's like, I raised my hand. No, it's this and that. Da, da, da. Like I've never heard anyone say anything good about false lead ever.
I guess if you are a big false lead enjoyer, the listener, please comment on the podcast and like explain why you like it. We like want to have information.
True. We want to see the inside of it arrangement.
I mean, I only played and started playing it because I'm like, oh, this is a way to win games. But even me, as evil as I am, I'm like, I can do without this.
I think
you're not that evil.
Huh?
Say again? Oh, very good.
No hell.
Thanks,
No, I think. Yeah. I think there's like circles of hell, and I think that you're not like the deepest one. Like you don't play like 300 card corp decks or whatever. Like I think that's like, which like to me is a different kind of evil of like.
Okay, that's fair.
That's evil. Fair. I can't understand the 300 card corp deck evil. You see what I mean? Like it's.
Are you specifically talking about a couple of people on JNet Wing?
Yes. Yes, but we shouldn't name and shame. And Netrunner community is too small for me to be able to like. Even this, I think, might be pushing it to like calling people evil. I feel a bit bad about that one now. I'm just saying, your evil, I can sort of get behind, right? Like even like the prison decks, like the love of just winning games as corp. I understand that.
Yeah, it's just all to be a hero. You know, it's not.
Yeah.
Because in my early days, I did not play prison, like at all. I was really a kill guy because you just did math. It was just down to math. I was very bad with like scoring windows against Shaper. But like
Netrunner prison actually is like a pretty rare archetype, or like a good Netrunner prison deck. You have a lot of like really bad Netrunner prison decks, but like the good ones that it's like basically just Drago. I guess Loki prison also.
I think again, but I think you've had discussion maybe at some point on this podcast, maybe like this privately, but I think healing decks are prison decks, like Warlord stuff and whatever. Like they're definitely prison decks.
Okay, don't let Peter Edge hear you, but
no, I know, but
Loki egg. Loki egg.
Oh yeah, that's a prison deck.
Actually, well, I think it's actually debatable.
Really?
It might be. Yeah. Like it's for me right now. I don't know what gets the nod, but it's as much of a like grinder mill deck as it is a prison deck. And so I'm not sure
it's
you can give it both classifications, but like
it's a prison deck. That win condition is to grind your opponent out and score the oboes.
I don't even actually think you. I don't know. A lot of times I played it or seen it being played. Like scoring, I think came down to like time things. So maybe you did score, but most of the time people just died.
Yeah,
they just have no more cards left. They just died. Like,
true.
Yeah.
Wait, but actually, just to go back to the false lead AU deck, but I forgot what you played exactly. I mean, I'm not sure I forgot. Actually, I think I don't know. You didn't respect it, right? What was your runner deck for Worlds, Brandon?
My runner deck or corp?
No, your runner deck. I know what your corp deck is. Your corp deck is pretty cool.
I played Hosh. I just played Doll's Hosh.
But which Hosh? Like, what did you play in the Hosh? Like Doll's Hosh? But what kind of tag did you play?
Hannah Badge.
Fair enough. But wait,
yeah.
But so you didn't have an answer to 2 false leads because you didn't play Stone Trips or whatever, but you were dead to that anyways. Okay, I get that.
So my thinking about my thinking was that.
Okay, sorry.
Go ahead, Axel.
I was just saying you did have 2 stone ships, right?
No, I did not.
Oh, you cut them? Okay.
I played very naked. I played Bravados. Because yes, exactly. Because I was like my thinking was I thought like, okay, there's gonna be just like a ton of Leos and this Glacier in general. And then also just like the HB stuff, like I never really wanted to get behind like the PDs and like Miramorph and I'm blanking.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Fast Events PD, Core PD, remember all that stuff that like kind of just requires you to always kind of be running, you know. And so I was like, I want to do that, and I felt in the Alco matchup I was like, I find there's like a decent amount enough to trash where if I'm able to have steel skins and a badge counter to hit one of the tags, like it needs to be a big oppo and it needs to be double false lead, which like can happen, of course. But like, I felt like I had enough to make it so that like if that happens, okay, I lose. But I think I had enough to win the game before that happened.
Mhm.
And like I identified that early as like badge just being a sick card. And I mean obviously Hannah, but like badge just being really good and helping you out of situations. And I wanted more firepower like against the other matchups. And so I just really played very reg. Like my only draw was like Steelskin and like Hosh and a badge. But like boy did I have a shit ton of cash. And just Doll's cash and like I had Rising Tide and Gnome and Botch and I had Arrow to close games out.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you went. I didn't think you would be like you would play like your only answer to Leo would be Eru. But I'm surprised you thought that would be enough.
It wasn't supposed to be like that. I felt like testing was pretty difficult in getting the deck I wanted, getting the reps on it, being able to make the adjustments I wanted to that, and then still feeling like, okay, if this fails, do I have enough time to pivot to the other thing? Like I feel like people had like a Sable in their back pocket, like Kikai, or you know what I mean? Or like I felt like the Reg Hosh I was still like tinkering with. And so I wouldn't even say that like, oh, that was in my back pocket. So anything that I was like testing, I was like, oh, I'm really serious about playing this. But if I don't play this, I have to start back from the beginning. And I was testing Ice Destruction, like Anarch, and just either ending up with too many cards or being like, it's too click intensive to install this stuff, or just like not finding the correct combinations of cards that I liked and that felt good. That's what I wanted to be on. Like if I found the combinations of cards that I liked, like that's where I wanted to be. I you know me, I'm a gourmand, Ice Destruction. Like that's where I want to be. But it wasn't really coming together in the ways that I wanted. Especially against like at Worlds, I kind of it's a kind of an approach of like trying to cover as many matchups as you can, and JNet sometimes can be poison for that because like you're like, okay, I'm gonna go play, and then you play against like 4 like big ice whalens, and you're like that kind of like rushed pretty well, and you're like, oh man, like I don't want to, and so and then I remember also 2023 Worlds Barcelona. Basically, what happened was there was 2 decks. There was an ESA and there was the Hosh, but there was only 1 copy of each, and I had to make the choice of like, do I play the ESA or let Russ Rider play the ESA, or like who plays the Hosh or whatever. And I chose the ESA, and they played the Hosh, and I feel like I ended up making the wrong choice that day, and I was like, okay, all else fails, I just play Reg, and I think I can play well enough to play Reg to get me there. Is kind of what I was thinking. And it was interesting because like I was never like near the top table like till the end. so like pro strat, that's also how you just duck all the outgoes. Just
submarine,
not where they are. I did that last Worlds where it was like, oh, only needed to play lat at like the very end, like you know what I mean, like. So like you just flip a coin and land the one you want, and just you don't play the matchups you don't want, and we were able to do that. But I think like in the Alco matchup, I felt like I had enough stuff. I practiced the matchup enough times, and and you were mentioning Leo. I felt like Arrow was good just because I really tried to make my deck in such a way that I could challenge the remotes, make them res, and then when it didn't make sense to play the cat and mouse game out of the remote, that I could be accessing 4, and I'll take my chances with that. Right?
Sure.
Like,
Okay. No, that makes sense. I can see it.
the first game that I lost, they just found all the audits. and like I trashed the card off the top, like oh my god, what a big misplay! Trashed the card off the top when I had the pinhole, and it was Mercy. I'm like, oh, that's terrible. And then the next card is Seamless Launch, and there's a non-advanced card in the remote, and it wins them the game. This is like but I would have won next turn if I just didn't do that. And I was like, yeah, like Aru made them. Like, it either wins you the game or makes them commit like 2 ice to archives, and you're like, yay!
Yeah, no, definitely, I get that.
Yeah, so it's like.
Yeah. Also, but on Verona's side, if you say that that's what you wanted, I'm curious because you definitely knew about it. What was the thinking then to write off, for example, like a multi-year deck, like for example, like the world's winning one, like Council's deck?
Because, like, again, I would like something like that. I didn't like the amount of cards because I was like, I know what's going to happen. I'm going to play this deck that's good into the stuff that it's good into, and then I'm going to run into like Sebastian K first round, and he's just going to turn 4 like salvo me, and it's just going to be hell because like I don't have money early, and like unless I get the right set of cards running is kind of hard. Can be hard at times. And like, hammers, be it like all these kind of things that I knew that were out there. Like I wanted a more compact ice destruction deck and not I hope I hit the right stuff off this thing. Like, you know what I mean? Because
no, I definitely do. I agree.
Yeah. And so, but like, I would love it.
Just to piggyback on that, like I completely agree. I mean, you also, because I didn't mention this on the ESA thing because I forgot to say it, but one of the huge reasons why I wanted to pivot in general and why I ended up looking at ESA and why I ended up being so happy with it and the testing games in the Airbnb like on the night before is because one of my biggest fears going into Worlds and like as like picking runner decks is because I really didn't want to brick. Like I could have played, like I thought about Sable and stuff, and I thought about those Hosh, and I thought about all of those, but all those seem to have and I did think about the like multi-tier decks because I knew about like that deck being a possibility. But I was like, all those decks brick, and I really don't want to be losing my key games in a tournament like Worlds to bricking. Like that felt really bad. I was like, I would rather take a deck that like I'm comfortable with, but I can always try and like throw my cards at the opponent and try and like make something happen, make it awkward for them. Which is why I was considering either Sable, but Sable has a really big issue if you don't draw nukers, or in the end Essa. And that's why I was so happy with it, because I was like, I'm not going to brick, and I'm not going to have not enough money, and I'm not going to have those sort of problems. Because I have such high draw velocity, I think. That was also a really big draw of the deck.
Yeah, no, like now that like the Essa deck has come out, like I'm like, yeah, that looks really good. Like it looks like something I would also play. I think Hosh on the other end for me was like, I shouldn't, like, I say Steelskin and Hosh and Badge were my only draw, but like Gachapon is pseudo, it's not draw, but you know what I mean. Gachapon was in there too. And I felt like I had, like, my opening hands were pretty good with like companions, money, and like ways to just get to dolls. And the quicker I got to doll, I could just make plays with like Breaker, Botulus, whatever is backup, and like, yeah, just really getting off to the starts that I wanted to. I would have played like, man, I know this sounds silly, but I would have played a third Bravado if I could have, or a fourth. I mean, of course you would, but
what's
like,
your influence spent there?
Bravado Cutstone was just amazing. It was 3 getaway, 2 Bravado, 3 pinhole. It was just
okay. So you don't have the credit commissions the rest of the team had.
No, because so my thing was with that was like I liked them most way through the process, but I was like I still couldn't shake the fact that I think like Mamie was the companion that I really wanted to focus on. And I always felt like we just didn't have enough consistency around like when Mamie gets to 2+, or just really when it gets to 3, 4, like enough cards to play. But really, that's where the money was. And I always wanted to make sure I had enough money that I could make plays. And if they didn't go my way, let's say, like I wasn't out of the game because now I just blew it. You know what I mean? And so I felt like the flow when I was testing with the bravados was like, okay, I'm ready. Like, or I'm not ready to attack yet. Like in terms of with like twinnings and stuff, but I can poke. So it's like bravados plus Mamie or cutstones with Mamie get like, get me extra value. We're doing it. And then later it was like, yeah, I made this run, stole this agenda. And then next turn I'm going to clean getaway for 3. And then like next turn I made this, oh, I got another agenda. And like, I'm going to play Gamble for plus, with Keiko and maybe, but and that was kind of the pattern that was happening was just like, I was able to get it to where like I was playing these 3 cost plus events for like their full value more. And that was like a lot of time overwhelming my opponents. I remember a key play against Lost Geek where I was able to use Bravado and go through double ice remote, have enough to pay for the skunk and steal, and then like it bounced me right back up. I'm like, man, that was the only card that could do that. So yeah, Bravado, good card. What was your influence on your runner deck?
3 Nuka, 1 Ashen, Hippocampic, so that's 10. Pinhole, so I think I already said, yeah, for 1, 11, Copulation for 13, and Ritual. Yeah, because I wanted for the AU matchup for like the keep on top plan. Like I just wanted as much burst draw as I could. This could be a clean getaway, I think, depending on what you're scared of. But I thought that just draw for this deck was very important. Also, you have a dream of like running hot for like 15 cards. With, running ritual thing. I did that once in the whole tournament, but that's just cute. It's not really the reason why it's in the deck, but
I like it. I want to ask you about like preparation for Worlds. Like, what do you feel? Like, do you feel like preparation went well? And if so, like, why? And if it didn't go well, same thing. Like, why? And like, is there anything you would have done differently?
I don't know of a. I mean, okay, I'm quite happy with how prep went because it got me to it got all of us to a spot where I was able to think about S, and I was able to be confident enough that all the other decks that I would be bringing would be worse. So it made me, despite the fact I was super stressed about pivoting to this deck I hadn't played the night before, the work that I'd put in beforehand made me somewhat confident that it was better than the other options I'd considered. That was pretty cool. On the corpse side, yeah, again, I think mostly that I figured that I would try to play as many options as I could, and then the fact that I ended up setting on the one that I'm most comfortable with because I'd played something similar before and this is a style of deck that I like is probably not like it makes sense. But I did try a lot of other stuff. I tried Glacier, the BTL that was brought by quite a few people. I tried Leo a bit, although I don't understand why Leo was so popular at the event personally. I felt like it had bad matchups into a lot of stuff, but I guess if people brought those Hosh, that makes it better.
Come on, those Hosh is fine in the Leo, like fine enough.
I don't know, you have to. It's fine, but it's a hard sell. I think if you're expecting a lot of Leo, bringing those Hosh is bold. Like you'll have like a 45%, 50% matchup or whatever, but it's like you can do better into that Leo deck. So anyways, preparation went all right, I think. Just because I wasn't like anything crazy, but like we had a vague idea of like what decks were good into which other decks, how we felt, how the vibes were around them, and that allowed me to make a pretty educated decision on what to bring. So I think that's the best I could ask for. and I had reps into most everything. I didn't have reps into RH, but the good thing about bringing ESA is you're good into Glacier decks, so that was pretty happy for me. Yeah, I didn't get surprised by any Swiss cheese, which I guess I was kind of lucky with. I mean, I did play into enemy of a podcast, Swedish player Postus. I'm just assuming enemy because there's Axu.
100%, yeah.
So a shout out who was playing a very interesting fast advance EU deck, which I was surprised by, but then once I realized I wasn't dying to measure response, it didn't do very well into ESA. So yeah. So prep did. I was well served by the games I played before Worlds, I think. Particularly in the environment that I played in as well. Like the final testing that happened in the EA Airbnb was really cool, just because it was also this wonderful opportunity to hang out with these people that friends I really like, who I get to see not that often. So that was amazing.
If there's a Worlds in should be a Worlds in North America somewhere, would you come?
I now have a job after being a student and penniless for a bit. So now that I have a job, I would very much consider coming. If it's not the US, I think I'll be there.
Right.
Imagine having it in the US right now.
I mean, I wouldn't know, but I can't commit and then be like, it's like in.
Yeah, I get
don't know,
it.
Somewhere. But
no, Davs, hard commit.
No. If it's the whispers that everyone's saying that it'll be on the east coast of Canada, I think I can't ask for anything better than that. Also, so far, as long as I've been following Netrunner, US Worlds have had better pricing than the EU ones. So that's also very exciting.
The pricing was pretty sick this year.
No, it was, but I'm just still mad about the 2023 stuff.
Oh, the TPR ones, yeah.
And the fact that the US have gotten their replacements and we haven't.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the US, the US is in the North Americans.
That replacement should start getting in there, at least some of them.
Bless.
I will allow the disrespect on Canada. We didn't win World this year.
Yeah, Canada washed.
Wait, actually, to be honest, I'm just kind of curious. I'm not to be like helping Canada because you don't need it, but isn't Canada the country that's won Worlds the most? Maybe.
Like all time, or you mean recently?
All time, I don't know. There've been quite a few UK players. I mean, there's a bunch of people I don't know in the late 2010s. I don't know who won and what nationality they were.
I like the early 5 years or something. I think it was all US.
Ah, shit. Yeah, because Dardanio is an American. Damn.
No, not the first 5, but yeah, because like how I look at it is like 12, 13, just it had like a completely different rule. Like it was just a whole different thing.
I mean, we still count those.
It was literally different. Like, anyway, I usually start from 14. So, and that was the back-to-back.
I mean, 2012 was still held at Gen Con or something with just a core set, I think.
But 16 was why am I blanking right now? Wasn't that Dire?
2016 was Dire, yeah.
Yeah. So that was already UK.
Sure.
I'm not sure about 17 if that was yeah, I'm not sure. And then 18 was American, yes. And then 19, no. 20, I don't know how you like Limes, I think was in America then.
Limes UK, but
it's from the UK?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And then 21 was American. And 21 was UK again with Rotom. So UK already has 3.
Yeah, but
there.
Still less than that's still less than US, right?
I mean, again, I count from 14. Actually, modern regular Netrunner is 3 to 4 maybe American, and then 23, 24, 22, 23, 24 is Canadian, and then yeah. So like it's like I think if we win one more, like rather tighter in the lead, yeah. But yeah, it's actually pretty even. Looking back at it,
yeah.
I've heard Americans and Canadians complaining about the jet lag coming to Edinburgh, so we'll see how that goes. if ever I make it across next year.
The jet lag? No,
You just go
like,
there earlier. I think that's the issue when you come on like the Thursday like morning, and then you're like, oh, I am jet lagged. Like, yeah, you could have come earlier.
well, I mean, not necessarily. It's money is a factor. You might not have been able to just come earlier.
Sure, but like if you cannot come earlier, you
ideally-
can fix your jet lag at home and stuff.
No. So
You
okay,
can, easy.
I will talk. No, I'll talk about that. That is a myth, just because, like, for most people, because usually you just have your life at home, and like
Yeah.
you like usually you fix your time schedule thing when you go like overseas by force. But like without that force, it's like really hard to just be like, I'm gonna lie here and try to sleep at like some like ungodly, like moving up even 5 hours. Like if I'm a person who goes to bed at like 11 midnight, what, like going to bed at like 6 p.m. like just cause like that's even like if you like work a job, that's like, or have school or whatever, you know what I mean? Like it's just, for me, that's not even possible.
I think like you get 1 weekend, you go to sleep at like 5-6 p. Like you stay awake for a long time, go to sleep at 6 p.m., wake up at like, I don't know, like 2 a.m.
Sure.
You are awake until like you go to work, and like you could fix it earlier if you want the maximum EV, but like nobody actually does that because it's like sicko mode behavior.
It's not.
It is like
It's
a
not.
behavior. I think it's not worth it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Clearly.
it's not worth it.
No.
Like, just if you have the ability to, you just go to that place earlier and do it there.
yeah. I'm just saying, complaining about the jet lag is copium.
No, it's real. Like, again, I don't discount any person's ability to like, or like inability to like if they can only make Thursday and go like. Seb K was just like, actually, I'm just showing up Saturday morning off the plane. You know what I mean? Like, some people, it is what it is. But like, you're gonna be a bit jet lagged. I felt like this time I did pretty well on that front. But that's because
came on like Monday, right?
I landed Sunday morning actually. But like even before that, I was routinely getting up at like 5-6 a.m. That's just kind of how my body was working. It was kind of doing split sleep. And so 5 or 6 is like 10 or 11 UK time. And then when I got there, that's the times we were usually waking up anyway. So it was fine. Like I can function on like the 5-6 hours sleep. That's not a problem. It's just, I usually, it's making sure that I get up at the right times to keep the cycle.
Yeah, sure.
I hope I'll be at Worlds to answer the original question.
The original question.
Is there anything we haven't asked you that you wanted to cover, or anything that like you wanted to plug, or
What do I want to plug? Well, first of all, I mean, shout out to like all the people who got me into the game, like who helped, like all the TOs who run stuff, that keep the game alive, who are absolutely amazing. All the people I love at EA Sports, all people in general who were amazing at Worlds. Like people were very supportive and kind towards me that I'd never met, who walked up and said very nice things. So that's also, I guess, worth a shout out. Incidentally, as a plug, now I do have an idea. If there's any people who are French speaking listening by chance, there's people in France who have started a French Netrunner stream. So it's had like two like kind of streams out. I think the second one's actually right now. But yeah, so if you want to hop over and watch that, there's a thing called Netrunner FR, I think, in French. So that's a plug. Otherwise, I think I'm good.
do you offer French lessons?
I could, if you ask me very nicely.
Damn, I'm gonna work on my nice speech. ESA is a brilliant deck. Brilliant.
Très bien. It's good stuff. Keep going. My ego is feeling so nice. Just stroke the nipple.
Imagine saying congratulations, second worth, all the stuff, but really, it's the deck that I had to like praise for the
Yes.
ego to get bigger. Crazy.
I mean, I didn't win, so congratulations, kind of, but the deck is real.
Yo. I mean, if you keep on this heater, my God, like 2 out of 361 is sicko.
What do you mean 2 out of the 361?
The
Oh,
tournament.
2 out of the
guys.
361. Okay, no, I got that. I was like,
Yeah.
I thought you meant 2 out of the 3 and then something 61. I was like confused. Okay, and I get what you mean. I'm an idiot.
That is wild.
No, it was pretty insane.
Well,
Wait,
I
actually,
think-
actually, does that mean you like me now because I beat one of the? I mean, I didn't beat both Swedes, but I beat one of the Swedes. Does that get me points in like your estimation?
Points, yes. There's a pick still like is lowering the total, so I don't know.
I'd like to apologize to the listeners as well. I know we said there'd be a stream, and then there wasn't a stream. Things came up.
We didn't say that weekend. We just said that Wednesdays.
Yeah, and then a Wednesday happened, and there was no stream.
Yeah, but like there no.
No,
We're not apologizing for that.
I will because I have manners. You do not. I will.
King shit, actually.
I apologize if everyone who is, of our loyal listeners who were expecting a stream didn't see a stream. Sorry about that. Things did come up, but hopefully, and I shouldn't. I'll make it less absolute, but there may be a stream.
Yeah, like
this Wednesday.
I think there should be.
Stay tuned. We'll see. Life's been popping up with things you at least expect at times. So you know how it goes. But like we want to. That's yeah. So stay tuned for that.
All right, you want to send us out?
Yes. Everybody like, comment, subscribe. Hopefully we do the stream so that you can talk to us there as well. But if not, leave your comments. And we outie.
We outie.
We outie.